Scene 3. This is another. I love this scene. It's a comic scene. Remember earlier when Cleopatra was so angry hearing the news of Antony's marriage to Octavia, and Cleopatra was beating her servant and said, "Return to me with a report on her, right?" Uh, he returns, having learned from his previous encounter, describes Octavia in the most unflattering way so as to please Cleopatra and escape further beatings. Cleopatra commands the servant on his graphic descriptions. This is a funny scene here. Where is the fellow? Where is he? He half afraid to come. He's afraid. Go to. Enter the messenger nervously as he left her. Come hither, sir. Good Majesty. Herod of Jewry, even the fiercest does not dare not look upon you, but when you are well pleased. Cleopatra, that's Herod's head I'll have. But how, when Antony is gone, through whom I might command it? Come thou near. Most gracious Majesty, didst thou behold Octavia? Did you look at, what's Octavia like? I, dread queen. Where? Madam, in Rome, I looked her in the face, and saw her led between her brother and Mark Antony. Is she as tall as me? She is not, madam. This is great. Because Octavia, I mean, she's good looking. Remember her descriptions earlier. She's pretty. She's beautiful. You know, and Cleopatra wants, but the messenger is no, no. Didst hear her speak? Is she shrill tongued or low? Madam, I heard her speak. She is low voiced. That's not charming, right? Low voice. She talks like a man. That's not so good. He cannot like her long. That's not so good. That's a nuisance. Nevertheless, like her, Isis, 'tis impossible. I love this too. Isis, the queen, addressed both the queen and Cleopatra. It's impossible, Charmian. Like her, he doesn't like her. Auntie doesn't like her. I think so, Charmian. Dull of tongue and dwarfish. What majesty is in her gait? Remember, if there look us on majesty, how does she walk? The messenger. She creeps. Her motion and her station are as one. She's not graceful at all. She's kind of awkward. She shows a body rather than a life, a statue than a breather. She's awkward. She's not graceful. She's not magisterial like you, Cleopatra. Is this certain? Or I have no observance. I wouldn't lie. Three in Egypt cannot make better note. He's very knowing. I do perceive it. There's nothing in her yet. The fellow has good judgment. Excellent. Guess at her years, I prithee. Madam, she was a widow. How old is she? Right? How old is she? Uh, Widow? Charming, hark. And I do think she's 30. Cleopatra's 38 lets this pass. So, right? She's 30. Ah, bearest thou her face of mine? Is it long or round? What's her face look like? Round, even to faultiness. She has a round face. For the most part, too, they are foolish that are so. Her hair, what color? Brown, madam, and her forehead as low as she would wish it. She has a low forehead. So they're just describing Octavia in these unflattering terms, right? That's gold for thee. I'm going to reward you. Thou must not take my former sharpness as ill. Forget how I treated you before. I will employ thee back again. I find thee most fit for business. Go make thee ready. Our letters are prepared. A proper man. He's an excellent man. Indeed, he is so. I repent me much that so I harried him. Why, methinks by him, this creature's no such thing. Octavia's nothing. I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing. Nothing, madam. The man hath seen some majesty and should know. He's seen some he's been with me. He knows, right? Hath he seen majesty, Isis else defend and serving you so long, right? Of course he has. I have one more thing to ask him yet, good Charmian, but 'tis no matter. Thou shalt bring him to me, where I will write. All may be well enough. I warrant you, madam. So we have a little. Again, I keep going back and forth with how different Antony and Cleopatra is. With we have grave, serious scenes, and there's murder, there's tragedy, There's men losing who they are, shape shifting. And then we have these high comic scenes where we do see Cleopatra acting silly. I think some of it's a little tongue in cheek, but she is a woman of infinite variety, right? We see her in all these uh, different moments, cajoling, and also here. What is she? This is a high comic scene.